David here with DIY mountain bike quick video. Today it's going to be called DIY chain whip. So if you get desperate and you need to remove your cassette from your rear wheel, that gear set, the perfect thing to have would be probably two essential tools. One of them is a lock ring tool or a cassette lock ring tool. You'll hear people talk about it as a cassette removal tool. The most popular cassettes out there are SRAM and Shimano. SRAM and Shimano. That's the cassette. And luckily, the tool that fits into that ring, this is actually like a nut, an internal nut. The companies have kept that common between each of those cassettes. So that's one piece of equipment. The other one you need, they call it a chain whip. So I thought, man, could I make a DIY chain whip real quick? You know, if you're desperate, but you, like I said, starting out, you've got to have one of those little cassette tools. So I'll have a link below. I got a whole tool kit from Amazon. Love it. And as part of it, it came with a lock ring tool for a cassette. So I'll link to both of those items so you can quickly find those if you want. But if you want to build your own chain whip, it's called chain whip, you will, here's what they look like. You're going to need, at least what I found out, a piece of wood, an old greasy chain, hammer, and I grabbed literally just some random fasteners. Have not done this before, so you're going to get to do this with me. But I just thinking about it, I thought, these are little wire, staples they call them for putting wiring in. But some nails will probably do the trick as well. So let's jump into some close-ups. Probably be working out of a box, and I might do it on the floor. So the other thing you might want, if you're an old guy like me, maybe get a hunk of rug or something like that to save your knees. Okay, let's jump into some close-ups on the actual cassette and building this DIY chain whip. Okay, thanks. All right, again, the thing that you can't make up is the lock ring socket. There's all different styles of these. You'll see some that you actually just drop onto the cassette itself, onto the lock ring. So this outside part is the lock ring. It's actually an internal nut that screws down in there. Now the problem is, this guy will go on there, but to loosen it, you're going in the direction that your free wheel basically spins. Now some folks are, got the calluses and everything else and can, grab hold of this with the cassette with a wrench or a rag in their hands and actually, loosen that guy up. I haven't been able to do that. But what I'm thinking of doing, using a board, right? Again, we're stopping it from spinning in that direction. So a board, right, with the chain looped over this guy, right? Maybe we'll even do it this way, over this and onto here. That'll allow me to grab, wedge the chain or hold the cassette with one hand and then push the wrench with the other. So attaching the chain on this side, again, this is like old mucked up piece of wood on this side. I'm going to wrap it around and then use that as leverage. So step through this. I think what I'm going to use is some of these wire staples, or I might even use a nail, maybe a combination of the two. So I got a hunk of chain. I don't even know what length to use. I got maybe, what was that, maybe 16 inches. And I'm going to actually even do it this way. Hold that guy out straight. Just maybe about like that. We're going to hold it in place with a nail first. Just a little nail. I'm going to bend it over onto that. Let's get our staple. I'm not going to stick it through this actual chain links. I'm just going to put it on the outside again, just kind of pinching it down into place. Splitting this, so that might not be the best way to do it, but it'll probably work. I'm going to put another nail in it. Again, I had a bucket of kind of nails and things in the garage and grabbed hold of them. Alright, so pretty crappily attached onto there. Again, this is if you're desperate to get your cassette off. So the idea is wrap it around, right? And see if we can loosen this guy up. There it is. So it worked. It was kind of neat that it grabbed hold of that end of that board. It doesn't look like I even bent the socket or sprocket gears. Alright. Here is our lock ring. Some words of wisdom as you're taking these gears off, right, from the cassette. Look closely to see if there are any shims. It'll look like a big washer that goes on there, okay? And then this guy, if we get these two off, the first two, now this is a 9-speed, the first two should pop off, and then you can pull that whole cassette off, right? Here's your free wheel hub, and I'm not seeing any shims, so that's good. I don't have to keep track of it. The reason why I say the shims, keep track of them, make sure you've got them, is because those shims are to help align with your rear derailleur, and you need to, if you're replacing your cassette, you need to, stick those back in the same order as well. Now, cassettes are keyed. Let me see if I can find the key. You've got these little teeth in here, splines, and there will be one smaller set. I'm looking so I can show you, or a changing of the orientation. So maybe you can see it here, but right along this area here, this key and this one, the key is right there. Okay. All right, so that is a DIY chain whip. I hope that helps. Just get yourself an old chain, get yourself a board and some fasteners and a nail, and you can build your own as well. I would, though, recommend buying the right stuff, because if you really get into biking, you're going to find out having some good tools and being able to do some of these repairs yourself can really make your mountain bike experience that much better. Hey, subscribe and check out some of the links in the description. I'll go back to my website as well with those, with some more written instructions to help. Thanks.